Hello YouTube family, how are you doing? This is Dr. Lee and I'm back with you with another one of my videos. This one is from Pearson VUE, who's now being called Credentia, and this skill is number 8, where you don and remove PPE, specifically a gown and gloves. So for this particular skill, you don't have to go out the door, knock on the door, talk to the patient, because we normally put this on before we go into the room with the patient. Okay, so I will demonstrate the skill and then we'll talk about it as we normally do for all of the Pearson VUE and Credentia skills. So your supplies will be a pair of gloves and a gown, isolation gown. And then also, I'm gonna kind of move this camera down a little bit. There should be a container that says like PPE disposal, okay? And so most people have it as a red trash can. All right, so I have that in the room. So the first thing that you wanna do with this particular skill is to pick your gown up and unfold it. Do not let the gown touch the floor. So if you're kind of short, I'm 5'4", you want to make sure you hold it up so that you're not touching the floor. And you want to go ahead on and insert your arms through the sleeves, both of them. And then you want to secure your neck and your waist. And there'll be ties for the gown. And I'll turn around in the back so you can see it, but I'll go ahead on and tie it. And I kind of tie it like I would be tying my tennis shoes and like a little bow tie. And at the waist, just kind of fold out and feel. You want to cover your back part. Make sure as much as possible you have that covered. And then you want to tie, make sure I get it together here. Tie your gown up. Okay? So make sure you try to get it covered as much as possible. All right? So that's putting the gown on. Now, at our school, we buy the isolation gowns with the cuffs on it. So I'm going to get my gloves and put on. And a critical part here is that when you put the gloves on, they need to go over the cuff of the gown, over the cuff of the gown, okay? Both hands. Over the cuff of the gown, okay? Now, once I've done that, the evaluator may tell you to turn around so that she can see the front and the back, just to make sure that you have your gown on, you have it secured at the neck and secured at the waist. So I'm gonna go ahead on and turn around. I have it secured at the neck and at the waist. Okay, then the evaluator would normally say, okay, you can take it off. Now, when I go to take it off, this palm area here is where you want to pinch. See where I'm pinching? In that palm area. You want to pinch in that area and pull the glove off, squeeze it up into the other hand. Very important that you pinched in that area. Now I can come and go under with one finger or two under the glove of the opposite hand and pull it off. This glove will immediately go into this designated container that I showed you in the beginning that says PPE disposal. So I have a little foot pedal. I'm going to raise it up and put my gown in there. Do not put it in the regular trash unless it says PPE disposal in the trash can at your test site. If not, look for that can that's going to say PPE disposal. It has to go in there. Now I'm ready to take my gown off. So I'm going to undo at the waist, and I can just pull it if I did a little bow tie like I do my regular clothes. You don't want to touch any part of this front part because you've been working with the patient with this front part. So I'm just gonna untie at the back, find my little tie here, my little one string that I can pull, okay? And I like to take my strings, and you'll see when I come to the front, and bring them forward like this. What that does is make room for me to come under, so I'm not touching the front part, and pull this off and roll it around here, pull it off, and I kind of stick my hips out so I don't get it on me. Fold this up, and this will go into the PPE disposal container. So I'm going to mesh on it and let it go into there. Okay, now I need to wash my hands because I was messing with dirty stuff, you know, PPE. So I'm going to wash my hands. And once I have washed my hands, then I can look at the evaluator and say, I'm through with my skill. Okay, so let's talk about this particular step here, this skill. Skill number 8, donning and removing PPE, the gown and the gloves. So number 1, picks up gown and unfolds it. Number 2, facing the back opening of the gown, places arms through each sleeve. And we did that, put our gown on each sleeve. Number 3, fasten the neck opening. Now, we don't care if you fasten the neck first or the hip first, because it doesn't say fasten the neck before you fasten the waist. It just says fasten the neck. Okay, so you cannot leave the neck untied. All right. Number 4, secures gown at waist, making sure that the back of the clothing is covered by the gown as much as possible. Because Pearson View Credentia knows that sometimes we may be a little bit large and the gown won't cover us. That's okay. Just do your best to try to get covered. And again, it does not say secure the waist before the neck or secure the neck before the waist. It just says make sure that you secure the neck and the waist. Okay, so I don't care which order that you do it in. We're not going to squabble over that. That's not a major point for this skill. Number 5, puts on gloves. Number 6, cuffs of gloves overlap the cuffs of the gown. So what does that mean? The gloves should be over the cuff of the gown. That's what that means. Okay, and I showed y'all that because I have white cuffs. Number 7 is a critical point, which means I must do it or I flunk the whole skill. So number 7 says, before, key word, before removing the gown, with one hand, with one gloved hand, grasp the other gloved hand at the palm and remove the glove. What does that mean? I still have my gown on. So before I take this gown off, I'm going to take one hand and grab the gloved hand at the palm, like I showed you, and pull that glove off. That's what they're saying. Ball it up into the other hand. Slip the finger of the other hand from under the glove hand and pull that glove off. Removing gloves, turning inside out as it is removed. So let me demonstrate that again, because this is a critical point and you will flunk if you don't do it correctly. So I'm going to get a couple pair of gloves, another pair of gloves here. I'm going to put my gloves on. Okay. One gloved hand comes in this palm area and pinch in the palm, not here, in the palm, and pull the glove off. Ball it up into the opposite hand. The hand without the gloves now comes under the bottom and pull the other glove off. If you notice, I'm up under it. I'm not on the inside, I'm up under it. And then this goes into the trash. That's how you have to take the gloves off. Then you can start untying. Okay, that is a critical step. That's in bold. If you don't do it that way, you flunk the whole thing. Okay, number 9, dispose of gloves into designated waste container without contaminating self. You have to look for a container that's either gonna say PPE disposal, just like what I have here, PPE disposal, or something that's gonna let you know where to put your PPE into. You cannot put it into the regular trash. Okay, number 9, dispose of gloves into designated waste container without contaminating self. That's not the designated supply area, designated waste container. Okay, number 10, after removing gloves, after you have your gloves off, that's when you start unfastening the gown at the waist and neck. Again, I don't care if you do neck first, waist first, just unfasten both of them. After your gloves are gone, removes the gown without touching the outside of the gown. I don't want to touch it at all. That's why I brought those ties forward so that I can put my hand through it and remove my gown. Number 12, while removing gown, holds gown away from the body without touching the floor, turn gown inside out and keeps it inside out. 13, dispose of gown in designated container without contaminating self. And after completing skills, what do? Wash your hands. All right, so I hope this was clear to you on how you would do the donning and removing the PPE gown and gloves. If you have any questions, you can be sure and leave me comments down below. I try to answer comments within 2-3 days. Remember, I still work full-time at a vocational school here in Texas, but I'm real good about answering comments that students may leave. So I hope this was helpful for you. If it was, please give us a like and subscribe. Subscribing is how I'm able to keep making more YouTube videos and put content out here on YouTube to help you or other students that may be studying for the state exam. So subscribing is very important to someone that has a YouTube channel, and the like button. All right, so with that, we'll end. I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.